All right, welcome back to Penn Sports Talk. We got a special edition. It is the week of the Super Bowl. Super Bowl Sunday on February 9th, 6:30 kickoff on Fox. The Chiefs looking for a three-peat, but they got to get through the Eagles, who are, according to ESPN Analytics, favored. Ben, what do you think of this game here?
I mean, it's definitely a matchup. We got the Eagles. They've been looking great all year, especially with Saquon Barkley's breakout year. And then we got the Chiefs, winning most of their games by one scores. They got the phantom 15-yard penalties, and they got the Zebras on their team.
Of course.
So it's gonna be a fun mix-up for sure.
Yeah, we come into this one. Of course, the Chiefs, as you sure know, two wins in the Super Bowl in a row. They've won a million Super Bowls here. It feels like they've only won 2019, 2022, and 2023. So, I mean, that's only three, I say. But
I mean, when I say it's going to be a fun mix-up, I mean, that's what I'm supposed to say. But, I mean, in reality, I mean, this is going to be a painful game to watch. Nobody wants to see it. Nobody wants these two teams to be here. I think almost anybody would have rather seen the Bills and Commanders, or honestly, Bills and Eagles for that matter.
Bills Commanders would probably be the best matchup. But here's what I did. I went to my local Walmart, right? I bought 10 gallons of bleach. That's how much you're going to need to get through this game. I'm telling you, I hate both of these teams. It does look good for my Green Bay Packers if the Eagles win it all. Because, I mean, we lost in them first round. They win it all. Woohoo, we look good. But, furthermore, I hate both of these teams. I only want Saquon to get a ring, so that's why I would rather
I think that's where most of the NFL fan base is at right now. I mean, people kind of like Patrick Mahomes at the beginning, but he's kind of turned into a little bit of a crybaby and become the villain.
He's turned into the Tom Brady.
I wouldn't say that because I have respect for Tom Brady.
I do too. I have a lot more respect for Tom Brady than I ever
have. No
had.
respect for
Tom
Mahomes.
Brady, he was really good and he actually won, but I just don't have that same respect for Patrick Mahomes.
So the difference between them, Mahomes is not a very good, he's not class act.
Brady's
class act.
He's right.
Brady is class act.
You look at all the film over this year, right? Every game he gets that ever so questionable penalty that gives him the win, right? Mm-hmm. And he's all hyped up. He's all excited. The one game they lose, right, to the Bills in the regular season, they lose that game fairly. You can see him after the game. He's cussing out Josh Allen. He's throwing a fit, and he's having a big meltdown over a call.
That's true.
Kind of some hypocritical behavior right there.
That is true.
Yep.
The Eagles, they're going to have to do a lot to beat the Chiefs here. They come into this one 14-3. You've got Jalen Hurts, who hasn't had his best year passing, but, running, he is one of the best running quarterbacks in the league. You got Saquon Barkley up over 2,000 yards in the regular season. He's going to get the ball a lot if they're gonna win this game. It's going to come down to the Chiefs' defensive line. You got defensive tackle Chris Jones, who can shut down the run at any time.
I think we can expect to see a 150-yard-plus game, maybe one or two touchdowns from Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I think the Eagles are going to dominate the rushing game, but the passing game, I really, really like the Chiefs and their passing defense is solid this year. But, I mean, the Eagles, I mean, they have a good wide receiving core. They got a good quarterback. They can get stuff done against pretty much any team. So that's why there's going to be such an anticipated matchup. Both offenses are going to duke this one out.
Yeah, the Chiefs, they come in with probably the best quarterback in the league, Patrick Mahomes. He's closing in on 4,000 yards. He was in the regular season. He's up above that if you count the playoffs. He's got his number one receiver, rookie receiver, Xavier Worthy, ready for this game. He's one of the fastest receivers in the league, big in the AFC Championship against the Bills, which was an excellent game, which we'll talk about that here in a second, but we'll focus on the Super Bowl here.
Before we move on, you were talking about Patrick Mahomes, obviously one of the best quarterbacks right now. We were talking about Tom Brady a little bit earlier. So let's have a couple minutes. Let's talk about that GOAT conversation. What is it looking like if Patrick Mahomes is the first ever quarterback to three-peat?
Well, I mean, that's hard.
It is blasphemous.
If you ask me,
blasphemous if you think Mahomes would be better than Brady.
I agree with you because
he needs longevity. He needs to be perfect.
Because
he's in prime right now. There's no.
They matched up twice in the playoffs, right? And how do those end? Blowout win in the AFC Championship against the Chiefs, and then obviously we know what happened when the Bucs and the Chiefs met in the Super Bowl, 31-9 blowout win for That's a 43-year-old Tom Brady beating up a young Patrick Mahomes.
I don't know if I'd call that AFC Championship a blowout. It did go to overtime, but
I was talking about
the offense. The offense went.
I mean, you
up
could
and down the field.
you could ask the question: who's closer to the GOAT? Would it be Mahomes to Brady, or would it be LeBron to Jordan?
That's
It's
two
one of those
completely different
questions.
things. No, that's
Completely
those are
different.
We're not going to get into that because
That could be an hour. That could be an hour argument.
It's a whole nother episode.
But Mahomes and Brady, for me, I would stick with Brady because he played for so long. But Mahomes, he's definitely closing in. If he wins this one and if he gets another Super Bowl,
Yeah,
I think in order for,
he's in GOAT conversation.
I think in order for Mahomes to be considered the GOAT, he'd have to. Brady won 7 Super Bowls, right? So I think in order for Mahomes to be considered it, he'd have to win, even with the 3P, I think he'd have to win more Super Bowls.
No.
He'd have to get 8 or 9.
No
Just
way.
Because
no.
I think Mahomes as a player is better than Brady. I'm just going to say that.
Tom Brady beat Mahomes in the playoffs
Okay.
twice. He's undefeated against him, which I think is going to say a lot when they.
That could
start
just be
talking about this
defense, though, too.
As a
mean,
talent, Mahomes is a better quarterback. But as a true passer and a true
Pocket
straight
passer.
passing, it's Brady all day. He goes through his reads perfectly. He delivered. He never really missed a throw that was in a crucial scenario. He's definitely one of the best passers to ever grace the game.
The only person you could argue with that is the sheriff, Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
You could argue Peyton Manning, but overall, I mean, Brady, easily.
For sure. Back to the current day and age. The Chiefs, they're coming off that AFC Championship win against the Bills. The Bills, again, they had it and they blew it. And again, they have chance after chance, and Dalton Kincaid, he drops the game. What a game that was, though. But the Bills, they had the lead first half. They go into halftime. They're feeling pretty good. Second half rolls around, and then the Chiefs just do what they do every single time against the Bills in the playoffs. Will Josh Allen ever beat Mahomes?
No.
In the playoffs, at least.
In the
Eventually,
playoffs,
yes.
I think he will eventually, yes. I mean, all good. I'm not going to say all good things have to come to an end.
Because nobody likes the Chiefs.
But I think eventually Josh Allen is a very talented quarterback, and he doesn't have as much help as Patrick Mahomes does, I'd say. And I think eventually the Bills will be able to do it, and he will be able to beat Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl or in the AFC Championship.
I saw something that described the situation perfectly. The Bills to the Chiefs are exactly what the Steelers were to the Patriots when those two teams were the exact same, when it was Brady against Roethlisberger. Now it's just Mahomes against Allen. It's the same thing. The Steelers can win in the regular season against Brady, but in the playoffs they could never. And now we're seeing the same thing. The Bills, they can beat the Chiefs in the regular season, but once you hit the playoffs, they're just a different beast, and they can't beat them.
Tom Brady, as good as he was, he had that one guy. He had Eli Manning, the one guy he couldn't beat in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I want to find out who is Patrick Mahomes' Eli Manning. Who's going to be the guy that he can't get past?
Jalen Hurts.
I don't know. He's already beat him once.
I think this is the time. The Eagles take down the Chiefs. Let me explain. Let me elaborate on this. The Eagles' offense is better. Talk to a wall.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the Chiefs are just a completely different beast in the playoffs. For me, if I had to say the Eli Manning of Mahomes, I mean,
It would obviously be Brady.
I think we haven't met him in the Super Bowl yet.
he hasn't met him in the Super Bowl. He hasn't met him in the Super Bowl yet because it's Jared Goff. Jared Goff has never
What?
Jared Goff
They're
is
never even going to make a Super Bowl.
Jared Goff
That
has
is a
never lost to
ridiculous
Mahomes.
statement.
I think it could be Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
It could be.
That's a good argument.
Or maybe
But
even
my
Caleb Williams
prediction,
one day.
I think he could have a sophomore slump. He could be like C.J. Stroud
He
next
could.
year.
He could.
Because C.J. Stroud, rookie season, by far better than
I think
sophomore year.
from this year's rookie class, I think we're going to see a sophomore slump from probably Jaden Daniels. I think
Could
we're
have
gonna
Brock
see
Bowers in there,
I think
too.
we're going to see a pretty decent season from Bo Nix still, but I think we're going to see a big emergence from Caleb Williams next year. So
I could see him. Yeah, I think for me, Caleb Williams is the prime guy to go into a slump. I don't know though.
Did he really have a good enough year to say, like, slump second year? Like,
If he turns the ball
he had
over.
a better year than your Packers quarterback, Jordan Love. So
That's debatable.
If Williams starts turning the ball over, yes, I'd consider it a sophomore slump.
And let's talk about that for a second. So everybody's always talking about Jaden Daniels, right? He's the savior, greatest rookie quarterback ever, and Caleb Williams, generational bust, right? But if you look at the stat line, in the regular season, Jaden Daniels threw for basically only about 50 yards more than Caleb Williams.
Oh, my Lord.
Only a few more touchdowns.
We are not comparing
Williams-
Jaden Daniels to
Caleb
Caleb Williams.
Williams threw
We are
for
not doing this.
4 less
Jaden Daniels
interceptions.
is miles better than Caleb Williams. That is not even in a conversation. How do you come to this statement in any world where Jaden Daniels is not as good as Caleb Williams?
I just said it was closer than people are making it.
You know, okay, we need to get back to this game.
Yeah, we get back to the game because Caleb Williams is nowhere near Jaden Daniels.
Oh.
Where we are jumping
Jared
too
Goff
far.
Isn't even in the top.
Too far.
What do you mean Jared Goff is in top 10?
Jared Goff, I mean, I don't know. In the playoffs, we'll see. That can come back at a different time. But we'll stick with the two teams that are still alive. What needs to happen for the Eagles to beat the Chiefs here?
Wow.
They need the refs to play fairly, I think.
Just about to say that.
I mean,
That's true.
I mean, without the phantom 15-yard penalty roughing the passers, I think the Eagles should have a pretty easy path to victory here. As long as they don't breathe on Patrick Mahomes the wrong way, they should be okay.
Saquon Barkley. He needs to have a legacy game for the Eagles. He needs to get at least 2 touchdowns. He needs 2 touchdowns or more, easily. He needs one of those big runs like he did against Washington. 55 points against Washington. I know their defense isn't very good, but however, 55 points in the playoffs. I think I think they can roll through the Chiefs defense. It's going to be an offensive battle. I did not see any world where it's like 17-10 or it's probably going to be like 34-30, 34-24.
My prediction this morning, I said 38-34.
Yeah.
I could definitely see something like that. I mean, for me, I would say for the Eagles, A.J. Brown has to catch every ball that is a decent pass to him because Jalen Hurts, he's not a great quarterback. He's a good quarterback, and he can get the ball in the area. A.J. Brown has to hold on to the ball. A.J. Brown must hold on to the ball, and they have to convert on at least probably 60% of their third downs, and they got to make them third and manageable. For the Chiefs, what do the Chiefs have to do?
Oh, man.
I mean, they got to make sure they show up to the game with a decent amount of cash, obviously. But realistically, I think Patrick Mahomes needs to play how he normally does in the playoffs. He needs to be an excellent passer. He needs to focus on his ability to get out of the pocket, obviously, when there's pressure applied. And I think we need to see I think they are going to need some support from the run game in guys like Kareem Hunt, and I think we're going to need to see some more completions from Travis Kelce because in that last playoff game, he had 2 catches for like 20 yards. Wasn't much of a help, and we're going to need to see. I think we're going to see a Travis Kelce touchdown today.
I think we could also see
it could be his last possible game.
We could also see a Xavier Worthy bomb.
Yeah, I could see that too. Like Chiefs all the way at their own 20. I mean, streak route. I mean, they could have a weak corner on him. I mean, we all know the Eagles have a pretty strong secondary. I mean, they got Darius Slay. I mean, they got Cooper DeJean. He's not a safety. But I could just see the deep ball going here for Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, I mean, we could see something similar to what the Chiefs ran in their first Super Bowl win of the 21st century with the jet chip wasp play. For those of you that don't know, that was the post corner that Tyreek Hill ran in this late in the fourth quarter against the 49ers to give the Chiefs the lead. The play that just completely destroyed the 49ers secondary. That was a very, very good secondary. So we'll see if there's any big moments. Last thing here before we end it off, predictions. Nate, you want to start us off?
Fly, Eagles, fly. Give me the Eagles, please. Just anyone but the Chiefs. Anyone. I do not want to see them win 3 in a row. Please. I'm not dyeing my hair.
Oh, yeah. That reminds me.
Philadelphia. Come on.
How could we ever forget
just for the
that?
fans out there, in the last episode, Nate Zizzo stated, if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, I will get a buzz cut. I will dye my hair pink with purple polka dots. We will be holding them to that.
We will
So
indeed.
If you need
For the love of God, Philadelphia, please.
So if you needed a reason to root for your Chiefs, there it is right there. I myself can't bring myself to root for the Chiefs. I'm going to take the Eagles in this game.
Saquon, please save us. All
Well,
right, James.
We'll see here. I said this morning my prediction was 38-34 Chiefs. I'm going to have to stick with that, unfortunately. The one good thing that will come out of this is Nate has to make a fool of himself here. So 38-34 is my prediction. The Chiefs beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. It's crazy. We're already almost coming up on Super Bowl 60.
Wow.
But wow.
That's something.
I remember Super Bowl 50. I
That
mean,
was
prime
awesome.
Cam Newton versus the Sheriff. That was a great game. Von Miller legacy game. Wow. That's almost going to be 10 years ago.
Yeah, so that is all we got for you today on Penn Sports Talk. We thank you for listening and enjoy the Super Bowl this Sunday on Fox at 6:30.